our one chance to prove ourselves to our parents. To prove that we are evil and vicious and ruthless and cruel. Yeah?
I cannot believe that it has been 10 years since the first Descendants movie came out in 2015. It's been an entire decade, which is so incomprehensible. That's more than a third of my life. And if you would have asked me 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have thought that Descendants would still be a huge part of my life 10 years later. So, to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Disney Descendants, Mattel has released 2 brand new dolls representing Mal and Evie's signature looks from the first film. Here is the Mal doll, and she comes in a package that is pretty reminiscent of the original Descendants dolls made by Hasbro, where that mirror motif is still very present, although this time it is mostly done in plastic as opposed to cardboard. On the bottom of the front of the doll's box, there is the Disney Descendants logo in black and gold foil, as well as Mal, Isle of the Lost, the Mattel logo, and this kind of rare picture of Dove Cameron as Mal that I don't see on a lot of Descendants merch, so I think that's pretty cool. And then embossed in the plastic is like this golden edge of the mirror, kind of like filigree, wrought iron design that's really cool. And the doll herself is visible from all sides. For the back of the box, it is super saturated, so at the top, of course, again, is the Descendants logo, Mal, Isle of the Lost, and an image of Dove Cameron as Mal from Descendants, and she is holding her mom's spellbook. And to celebrate a decade of Disney Descendants, this true leader, the daughter of Maleficent, dropped her wicked ways for true love and friendship. And then, of course, like every single doll box, there's a ton of legal information, safety information, and a Mickey Mouse logo. Also, I just wanted to point out that the saturation of Mal in this picture is so high. But of course, she still looks flawless. So now that I've taken a look at the doll's packaging, it is time to unbox the 10th anniversary Mal doll. And it's so wild to me to be opening this doll because I remember when I opened the Royal Wedding 2-pack with Mal and Ben in 2020, which was made by Hasbro. And I remember thinking to myself, these are the last Descendants dolls I'm ever going to open. And here we are 5 years later. Mal does come with one accessory, which is Maleficent's spellbook. It does have this really nice kind of metallic gold paint on it, and it does open, but unlike the Hasbro doll, there's no sticker inside. She is able to hold it, and it's a nice scale with the doll, but in the movie, the book is actually pretty small, so it is kind of like too big. It's not really to scale for the actual prop that was used in the film. It is a nice accessory though, so I'm happy that she does come with something. But now it is time to take a closer look at the Mal doll herself. And when stock photos of this doll leaked, I was not impressed at all. And I can safely say now that I actually do really like this doll's face. I don't think she looks just like Dove Cameron, but I think that with the hair and the outfit, she looks enough like Dove. Like, you definitely know who this is if you're looking at her. She does have green eyes, and her makeup is pretty subtle. It's more on the nude side, but there are some, like, pinks and purples in there a little bit. Her hair is gelled to the gods, and so it definitely needs to be washed out to make it look a little bit better, but I do appreciate that they did kind of give her that asymmetrical bob in the back. It's not perfect. I think Hasbro might have done it a little bit better, but at least Mattel tried, and I actually really appreciate that because in the film, Mal didn't have just like a straight generic bob. She had like a certain like cut to it in the back, and I think Mattel definitely tried to do that a little bit. Mal's outfit was a huge, pleasant surprise to me. So she does have removable gloves, removable boots, leggings, a jacket, as well as a shirt underneath the jacket, which I will show later on. But first, let's talk about this jacket. So it is mostly printed. It has mostly printed details on it, which I don't love. And it is this kind of like pleather, faux pleather material that's not great and can possibly like wear over time. But there is this really cool like dragon scale pattern on it that is actually like a part of the fabric, and I think that that's a really cool attention to detail and definitely gives it more texture and dimension. I also do really love the kind of like dragon wing shoulder pads. On the Hasbro doll, this was just a plastic piece, but on this doll, it's actually fabric, and I really like that. It does have this asymmetrical kind of cut in it that has this like silver part that's supposed to mimic a zipper track because that is where the jacket is removable. So like I said, there are a lot of printed details on this piece, but in comparison to the Hasbro doll, this is definitely a more accurate jacket, especially with the colors. They're a lot darker. Although when you turn the doll around, there is this kind of like bright pink back, which is accurate to the actual jacket from the film. And Mal's VK crest is on there as well. And I had to take a second to really admire this, like the silhouette from the back, just because it's so iconic to me. Like in the very, very first teaser for Descendants, when Mal is reaching up to the tree to grab the apple from behind, just iconic Disney magic. Anyway, like I said earlier, the jacket is removable, so here she is without the jacket on, and her hair definitely needs some work because it looks like she has a really long neck with her hair gelled up like that. But anyway, here is the top that she has underneath. So it is all just one piece with the top, even though there's like different fabrics involved. She does have this like lace on the shoulders as well as around the neck and the chest, and then she also has the same fishnet as kind of like a skirt on the bottom, in addition to this very vibrant green print on the chest. A really fun detail that I didn't notice until I was taking off the jacket was that she actually has two different gloves. So on one hand, she has just a basic black removable glove, and on the other hand, she has a different sculpted glove that has a sculpted chain on it as well. So I felt like that was a fun little detail that Mattel added. The leggings are nice. In the movie, they are supposed to be pants, like they're pants, not leggings, but it's okay. Hasbro did the same thing. They also made them leggings. They do have some printed details on them that are like some tears, and they are the same color as the purple on her top. So overall, very cohesive. And as for boots, she just has some basic black boots on with some sculpted on dragon wings at the top, as well as a really good chunky heel. There aren't any painted details on these boots, but in the film, she's pretty much just wearing black boots anyway, so doesn't really matter to me, but they do look nice and add more of that darker color back into the doll. And as for articulation, this doll does have 11 points of articulation, so you can swivel her neck, as well as her elbows, her shoulders, both wrists, both hips, and both knees. And that was my review of the 10th anniversary Mal doll. Like I said, it was such a surreal thing to open this doll because I've been a Descendants fan since before the beginning, and for a franchise like this to have this type of longevity and to still be producing dolls is just so magical. I really like this doll, and I think Mattel did a really good job, and honestly, I didn't think this was something that I needed, but I'm so grateful to have her in my collection. I guess it's really never the end of the story when it comes to Descendants. So anyway, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite memory from Descendants is, and more importantly, don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and remember that you're a goddamn superstar. I love you. Peace.